nickel for every time I had to fish a sock out of my little robo vacuum, I would be a very rich woman.
Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am working on a Valentine's Day octopus right now, and it is taking a lot longer than I anticipated, but I am determined to get this done. There is kind of a weird voice crackle thing happening, and I'm really hoping that it goes away in post. So I'm experimenting and trying to learn how to do all the editing, trying to get voiceover so it's not boring watching me do this. But it's a work in progress, and I'm really hoping to get
On
this
today's
channel off the
episode
ground.
of Whatever Wednesday, which is supposed to be Whip Wednesday, but I am still burnt out from the holidays, like big time. And so I have so many whips. I really do. I have a bunch that I really do need to get through. And I think what I have the capacity for today is I created a new problem that I need to finish, but I made these, which are super, super, super cute. I saw Passionate Kelsey make these. I kind of reverse engineered them. I'm sure she'll come out with a tutorial and it will be done likely much better than whatever it is that I did here. But I was thinking I'll weave in the ends today. That shouldn't take too long. Something I can kind of do in between things. But I'm like dopamine seeking real hard lately. And we just had the cold front. And I wanted to make videos, and everybody else was making videos about the cold front. Got my ring back from my son. Sorry, this is a little side quest. I got this from Scotland, and wow, okay. There you go. It's an opal. And it's made from a artist on the side of the street, and I loved it, and my son loved it, so I gave it to him, and he just gave it back because he's had it for the last 2 years, and he's like, I'm not really wearing it anymore, and I know you loved it, so yay, I get it back. Anyway, side quest. Cannot put that on while trying to put this on when I haven't weaved everything in. So this came out really cute. I love these, and I am not a fingerless gloves girl. I'm trying to put it over my Whoop that's like it tracks my sleep and exercise or lack thereof. Anyway, so I thought these were super cute. There's a big learning curve. I didn't catch what pattern she was using in the video I watched, so I had to go back and watch her scarf video, and that's where, like somewhere in there, I had to just keep going through to try to find it. She said who she got this pattern from. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I should put it in the subscription. So you can look it up if you want to make it. Okay, so this was a heart granny square by Craigie's Crochet. Creggy's Crochet. Craigie's Crochet. There's a tutorial on YouTube, and I'm a very visual person, so I did have to I have to see the pattern and watch the tutorial and kind of like work my way through it. And then once I get it, I get it. But this was one that I had purchased that's also a tutorial on YouTube, and it was way too big, and I just hadn't caught the Passionate Kelsey found like a mini version. And there's a cute little bonus crochet heart granny square when you get the Craigies off of Etsy, when you purchase the pattern. That was so hard for me to say for some reason. Anyway, highly recommend. Really easy to understand. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've made 4 of these granny squares so far. And then I made 2 of this other pattern that I had purchased. And I'm looking it up. It's a large heart granny, which I did not catch before I purchased it. Just like super basic. Does it say who this is from on thing? Hey, tip to anyone who's writing patterns. Every single page in the bottom, you can put a footer and have the name of your company, like whoever you are. Okay, I'm looking it up on YouTube because I'm trying to be good. It's Viv Crochets. So she has a tutorial and she has the written pattern. Um, arguably, I would say this pattern from Kikes was a little bit more intuitive um, than this one, but they're both good. So whatever. I couldn't finish. I was going to make gloves, and then this ended up being too big, and then I ran out of this color, so I would have to go back and get that. Anyway, this was all from. I purchased this from as a Premier yarn, and then this is Lily Sugars and Cream that I had in stock. I purchased this from the new Premier yarn store that opened up in Brownsville, so that was exciting. So anyway, I love these. These are super cute. I can't wait to wear them. I should probably sell them, but I kind of just want to wear them. I just love them. Anyway, I need to tuck in the ends. So that'll be part of my like Whip Wednesday thing is tuck in the ends. I'm probably not going to video it because I'm burnt out. So, ironically, I discovered, I get up in the morning, I try to like clean up after the kids left, get some laundry done, take care of the animals, do all the house things, get some crochet done. At some point I need to exercise. I'm really bad about that part. But I discovered that by the time I get the house picked up enough to be able to vacuum, while the vacuum's going and the dehumidifier is going, that's when I'm like, video time. So I have to turn them off so that you don't hear them in the background because they are very loud. And yeah, anyway, I'm all over the place. I did want to share real quick. My son made these, he got this, sorry, I keep leaning on the table and it bumps everything. My son got this Hobbit cookbook for Christmas, and it's super cute. All the recipes in there are a little odd for what we are used to. So they are based off of traditional recipes, and it gives you the history of the recipe and what it used to have in it compared to what it has in now. It's got a lot of options. So like this one's kind of like a fig bar. It's got a whole bunch of dried fruits in it. But the cool thing is that you can just do it in a food processor now, where before you'd have to chop up this huge laundry list of ingredients. But it was super easy once you had the ingredients. It's just roll out the dough, put it in a cookie or a muffin pan, and yeah, it's really good. It's sweet, but not too sweet. We made a couple adjustments to the recipe. We didn't have like allspice, which is one of the things you're supposed to have for it. I could have sworn I had allspice, but for some reason I just don't. But yeah, it was fun. He's been getting into cooking lately. Both of them have. My youngest has been getting into baking because, you know, sugar. And my older one is getting into cooking. So he's learning how to like make soups and all of that. So that's been really cool. I did finally bribe them into practicing piano. I just got this piano. It took a lot of research, but I found one in my price range. I wanted to get the crazy expensive one, and you know, budget-wise, it just wasn't going to happen. So this is a good starter piano. I learned a lot about what kind of bench to get, because you need an adjustable bench because we have different people of different heights practicing. That's been fantastic. We all realized that our left hand muscles don't work very well. So we're like practicing, and my husband gave the kids some like finger stretchers. So it helps, you know, build up the muscles. And I got these sugar-free, they're called Zolly Pops. My kids love them. This is a Zolly Pop. And they really like it. And I tried them. They're very good. They actually taste good. So they have their Yoda, and that's not Yoda. That's Yoda, Darth Vader jars. And for every day that they practice, they can either eat a lollipop or they can put it in here. And then if they get 3 lollipops, they can turn it in for a bigger snack, which is either the M&M trail mix or Takis, which, you know, they're gonna pick the Takis, but a mom can cross her fingers and hope they'd pick the healthier thing. You know, I can try. So That's been really cool. Uh, and I've done okay with my practice. I have not practiced every single day, but I'm getting better about trying to make it part of my routine. And I forgot to do so every Sunday I have been doing a piano update. So I just do a quick little like practice so I can see my progress over time. So I'm going to do that today and just tuck it in there. like, inevitably there's going to be Sundays I'm not home, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it every Sunday. So I'm going to try, but I wanted to get the 52 clips and do that at the end of a year of practicing. And this is all self-taught as of right now. If I can find it in the budget to go take lessons, I'll do that. But as of right now, I'm just doing it for myself. Sorry if my lighting's not great. It is what it is today. Yeah, so that was it for that. I'm going to tuck in the ends for the gloves just because I started that side quest and I want to finish it, and I'm very excited to wear them. I started a new thing last night. I just did all the tentacles. I keep meaning I've made one octopus and I loved it. And it's just, they're very time consuming in the back end, which I just discovered. So this did not take that long. This did not take that long. This back end going down this last part sucks. I hate it. So that takes the longest amount of time. Everything else, once those are done, whips up really quickly. So I'm going to make at least one octopus for my next show. I have 2 Valentine's events potentially in a row, so I need to just keep pumping out Valentine's stuff. I have one special order. I'm waiting for her to come over to pick out colors, and I have a dog from last year, from October, that I need to make. And it didn't have a specific time, and I had talked to them about like the holidays, like it just everything. There's too much going on. They're not in a hurry for it. It's it's for a friend. It's not the end of the world, but I really do need to get on it. So when the person comes over to pick out their yarn, part of the yarn that I need to pull out anyway is the colors for the dog. So I can grab all the colors for the dog while she's looking through everything else. So that'll be good. And then, I don't have any other special orders right now, which is kind of fantastic. I love special orders. I love, 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 love them. But I am so burnt out from the holidays, from like life. Life has been lifing lately. We had a family member pass, and my husband and I have been going through waves of just like sadness, anger, frustration. And, that on top of trying to get life back in order has been a lot. So I am just trying to have some grace for myself and try to get some stuff done. I did finally get a couple of the household things done. I've been getting these cube shelves, and they had them on sale at Michael's. So I got one of their, it's normally like $200. I got it for $100. And we're working on organizing. I found one my older son had in storage, pulled that out. That's going to be my youngest son's new Lego shelf. Got rid of like 4 boxes, huge boxes of donation items, like 2 huge bags of trash out of his room. So we're making a lot of progress. So, and a neighbor accidentally ordered 2 bunk beds. They're like the trundle, but no, loft beds. It's a loft bed, just specifically what he wanted. Because his bed's too tiny now. He's like 5'1", and twin beds just aren't cutting it for him. So this is a full, and it was really cool. And it was actually in my Amazon cart for potential beds for him. And we had been looking at it, and the shipping on it was crazy expensive. And so I'm just like, oh, I don't know if I can justify the cost on that. But a neighbor had accidentally ordered 2, and since they had already had to pay for the shipping, that was non-refundable. Then they were like, well, now what do we do with it? So they were generous enough to let us have it at a discounted rate, which is very nice for them. And so he gets the really cool bed. It's like a bench and a desk and like shelves, and it's got all this cool stuff underneath, which is exactly what he wanted. So I had to, I didn't have to. I cleaned his room. He's autistic. We're all autistic, but he's got a little bit of a harder time with the executive function issues. So I went ahead and I just like cleared out his room. He gets just very easily messy, and he needs like routine and labels and like to stay on top of it. And once he does, he's great. But if like a label falls off and he doesn't know where the hats go, then there are hats everywhere. So that's kind of like we got to work together and teach him how to self-manage, but also sometimes intervention is necessary. So that was a whole day of doing that, and it just causes me so much rage to go through all of that junk. I hate it so much. It's not fun. It's not fun at all for me. So I got it done. I have to go into town tomorrow to take all the donation stuff. Plus I just finished packing all my Christmas stuff up. Don't even ask. It took me way too long to do that. So I'm taking all my Christmas stuff to storage. I'm taking all his donation stuff. That'll clear a bunch of stuff out. I have like something in my teeth now. Anyway, ignore it. I wanted to take down his whole bed and take that to storage or to the donation place as well. I don't think I'm going to have the capacity to be able to get all that done. So I'm just going to have to keep doing it in waves. I've been going to my storage unit a lot more frequently lately, pulling stuff out to go through and putting stuff back in there. But I am making progress. I'm trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible so I can buy a smaller storage space. And yeah, I've got my shed working out pretty well. I'm trying to only keep stuff in my shed that I need regular access to. That way I have more room to be able to put like my yarn. And that's really what is the predominant thing I use. It's my she shed. And it's been going really well. So I have better access to see what I have. So I'm not over ordering the wrong things. And I'm finally getting to a place where I'm enjoying the stock that I have. However, when Joann's closed, I bought an insane amount of burlap blanket yarn, and I don't like the feel of working with it. It kills my fingers. It rips at my skin. It really does. It's not good on my skin. I'm constantly having to put tons and tons of lotion on. It's not soft. It's like my joints hurt when working with it. It's just so tough to work with, which is great that it's so like durable. But then the added issue is I got all these Furls crochet hooks that I love. They're so great to work with. However, they cut blanket yarn specifically. I have not had that issue with my Parfait Chunky at all. But for blanket yarn, it's so freaking sharp here that it cuts the yarn. So I have to be like extra careful on top of the fact that this is already difficult to work with. So I hate it. I hate it. I hate it here. So I do love Bernat because it makes really good like facial structures. So if you're trying to make detailed things, it's good. But I'm kind of like, I'm starting to kind of move into the direction of maybe I just stick with the Premier Chanel basics because I love it as far as like working with it. It still gets cut on here. It's so irritating. This is just I'm just gonna have to keep using it till it gets dull. That's the only solution. It's just gonna dull down over time. I could take a file to it, but I think that will probably ruin the color. So, ugh. Oh, I thought something was coming up here. Something might come up here. Who knows? So anyway, this is just going to be a time thing. Just going to have to keep working with it until it dulls down. And actually, good point that I didn't think about till right now is it doesn't cut cotton yarn, and the cotton's pretty abrasive. So maybe I need to do more cotton stuff to help wear this down faster. That'll make it easier to work with these other ones. Anyway, point being, Bernat has better color ranges. They have a ton of colors and options. They have a lot more than the Premier Chanel Basics. So I think that's why originally I was kind of leaning towards it, but the Chanel Basics, they're starting to get more colors and they're in smaller skeins, which is irritating. Like just give me a huge skein. Just give me a huge, gigantic skein. Whatever the cost, give me a huge skein so I'm not having to like get a ton of these tiny skeins because they do not last that long. They do not go very far. So I wish they had bigger skeins. That's just an irritant. But they are like comparable cost per yardage and all that. and they're just softer to work with. So I think I'm on the fence. I think I'm not going to buy any more Bernat. I think I'm going to use up I have a ton. I have a stupid amount of Bernat. I think I'm going to use up most of it, and maybe I'll use the Bernat just for like the chickens and the turtles. Because they don't have a comparable option that I've seen so far in Premiere for the chicken colors. Like they have really good, Bernat has really good tweeds. And the turtles, yeah, like I like the Bernat like speckles and stuff like that. So, okay, so anyway, but for like the main colors, think I'm going to just work through what I have and get rid of it. And then maybe just keep a handful of the things like I know I'm going to use. I've used a lot of their whipped cream and vintage white, and I use that a lot. So, and it is a little interchangeable with the Premier Basic Chanel. This is like the longest name for something. Come up with a different name, guys. Anyway, it is a little interchangeable with that. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the color palettes as opposed to having two totally different lines and like, oh, I have my pink from Bernat and my pink from, just like if they don't have the color in the Premier Basic Chanel base. Oh my God, I'm killing this today. They don't have it in that color that I want, then I'll get it in Bernat to subsidize it, whatever. And then that way I don't have to have like the Bernat area and the like I can just put them all together. That way I can I need to be able to look at the color palette and say, okay, that color. And that helps me a lot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I have a granny square cardigan that I was making for Christmas that I never finished, and it's pink. So it's pink and glitter. So it's perfect for Valentine's Day. I need to finish that. My husband was saying he thinks it should be a little bit longer. And I was actually I kind of liked it where it was at. So that's kind of why I stopped, because I was like, I don't want to make it longer. But I see why, if it's for an adult, it looks like it should be longer. But if a kid's wearing it, it's at a perfect length. So, what I can do is I can just have like one of the kids we watch, have her try it on and see how it looks on her and then go from there. That's probably what I'll do. So that might be something I do today on Whip Wednesday. But everything else is whatever Wednesday. I'm going to finish this, get some chores done, organize some, I still haven't put away all my show stuff. So I need to finish doing that. And, I just want to try to get caught up. And I got to rescue sea turtles. That's why the last 2 days I did not get anything done. So I was, we had a cold snap, turtles fell asleep. Also, we have a really terrible jetty out here that needs to be fixed. And a lot of sea life gets caught in the jetty, and that's very unfortunate. So, we have to check it regularly, but especially after a storm, after a cold snap, that a lot of little turtles get stuck in there. So we had one that had been injured pretty badly from something, a boat or a dredger or something sucked it up and tore it apart, which sucks. So it was alive though. So, but the top was ripped. It was really bad. So we got him to the turtle hospital, and then we found 2 babies. And then a big guy just washed up on shore. So I wasn't there for the big guy. But it is so much fun. I do this every year. I get to go rescue turtles, and I get to go to the Sea Turtle Gala on Saturday. I'm very, very excited about that. And I got to pick volunteers that were super helpful that get to go too. And I get to get all dressed up and birdie. And it's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very exciting. Highly recommend. Do some volunteer work. It just feels good. And that's pretty much it for right now. I am going to keep watching Starfleet Academy, which is my favorite show right now. I absolutely love it. Total Star Trek girl. So I love all these new shows that they've been coming out with are amazing. Highly recommend. I've loved almost every series of Star Trek, except for one. I'm blanking on the name, but it was like the America version of Star Trek. It was terrible. It had a terrible intro. It was like America Star Trek or something like that. I hated it. I hated it so much. It was so cliche. Like Star Trek. Anyway, I could go on like a whole tangent. Like the entire concept of Star Trek is that it's a different like whole government system and it's all peace, love, and a new way of life without being aggressive. And that is very much not the American way. So we are an aggressive species. So it was just irritating because like they've ruined an entire series with trying to make it American, and it's like it's not meant to be based off America. It's supposed to be like an amalgamation of different cultures coming together to have peace and prosperity, and it's just very different. Anyway, that's my tangent. Sorry, not meant to be political in any way, shape, or form. Just it's very nerd. I'm a nerd and a purist in my nerddom. So if you don't like it, you don't have to watch me. That's fine. I also love Star Wars, but I have a very special place in my heart for Star Trek because my family would sit together after dinner and watch Next Generation, and that was what we did. And yeah, so I love it, and it makes me happy. And there's always a Picard with a phaser somewhere in my house, and he tends to rotate through different plants and places, so you never know where you're going to find him. He's the Where's Waldo of my household. So yeah, now that you all know I'm a big old fat nerd, uh, I'm going to go be productive. So wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and all the things.